Hello, people. Cheers. Thursday, November 3rd. Hope I'm okay wearing my Jostaberry t-shirt. Fred Church, if you happen to see this, I want to thank you for connecting me with the CSUN, University of California. I did a Zoom lecture with one of their business classes yesterday on entrepreneurship, and it went really well. I don't know how to gauge how I think these things will go beforehand, but it went really well, and the students, as well as the instructor, were really pleased with the discussion. Fred Church, who put out Jostaberry on his label, Tangy Citrus, which I encourage you to buy, set it up. Thank you, Fred. Something else, I don't know who, but someone signed me up for Goldmine, and they recently tried to bill me, and I refused. I wouldn't subscribe to this magazine because it's the same old stuff. As a collector, this is not interesting to me because they talk about the same main bands, okay? The same bands, okay? And the articles are not even interesting. So I just wanted to say that. I don't know why someone thought that I would like Goldmine. I already know that stuff. And I'm not collecting the Beatles, and I'm not collecting the Rolling Stones. Okay, let me shut up on that. Woke up this morning, I have a t-shirt on and no sweater because this morning I woke up with a slight headache, and it's like, oh, I do not want to get a cold. I don't want to get sick. I've been very careful. But, so hopefully I'll be all right today. Family and friends, hello. So I played some records yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and pull some more singles. I love the feedback. It is fun. And I pulled some of my one of my box of quote-unquote new age punk singles. There was like I said, there were, in my personal life, there was a time when the singles came back into focus, and that started a new section of collecting singles. So I'm going to show some of in a minute. But besides doing the lecture class yesterday, which was really fun, I did play some records. The Nice. Yesterday was Keith Emerson's birthday. Rest in peace. This is this came out with another cover in America. Well, this is American too. Yeah. These albums are the same album. The Nice and then this, As Nice as Mother Makes It. I really like this, and I hadn't played it in so long, and it was like, wow, this is exciting. And in the time period that it comes from, it's very exciting. And Keith Emerson is a showman, but his playing is worth it. It's really good. So I'm showing this because this one has that variation on the immediate label, as opposed to the pink label that I'm used to seeing on this one. Good album. Good album. Yeah, I like labels too. I noticed some people say they have been enjoying seeing the labels. That definitely goes back to my childhood, where I would get almost hypnotized watching the records spin, and watching the labels, and watching how some labels, because of the design, would be, like they would, things with swirls that would, like, as they spin, you'd almost be like hypnotizing. But The Nice with Lee Jackson and Brian Jackson, very, very, very good. I also listened to this yesterday. Arthur Brown, who is still going these days. I listened to his newest album and I couldn't get into it. It was a little too what I don't want to hear. I like when this is Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come. And I love this period of his because he's messing with music. You know, it falls under the progressive rock category because of all of the different aspects involved in the music. It's just interesting, and it's also like a weird story, you know. Yeah, I'm the captain, he says on here. I love that cover too. Kingdom Come, Arthur Brown. Pulled this yesterday and played part of it because there was a post regarding Patti Smith online that her song "Woman is Nigger of the World" has been pulled from Spotify. I don't know the whole story, but you know, the whole censorship, really sick political correctness that we're dealing with right now is just very disappointing. It's a good album. Don't play it too much, but this is good. You know, she wrote a really good song on here, "Dancing Barefoot," but it's been covered by others better than her. Clan of Zymox do a great version of "Dancing Barefoot." I get to tell my Patti Smith story again. I saw her band live. I think it was about this time, 1979. They came to Omaha. And I almost can remember who opened. I forget. But she did an in-store at Homer's. I might have even still been working there at the time. So I got to meet Patti Smith and Lenny Kaye and the rest of the band. But what was, I still have a shirt that she signed because I got to flirt with her. I wanted her to sign something. I didn't have any records, so I asked her to sign my shirt. And when she said sure, but in a moment of excitement, I took the shirt off and handed it to her. And I loved her response, you know, because I was young, you know. And she said, "Oh, you better put that back on." That was, you know, and it was a wonderful moment to share with her and other people in the band. People laughed. It was really nice. I still have the shirt. She signed it, "Godspeed, Patti Smith." An important American artist, absolutely, Patti Smith. Also played this. You know, it's kind of like, not kind of like, but it was like, well, let me play some records. And Delirium is a Italian prog rock band from the 70s. I think this means scenes from a village, Lo Scemo e il Villaggio. I like this. I like this music. As I was explaining about being raised, being exposed to all types of music, all classical music, piano and stuff like that, just appeals to me. This is a neat color reissue. And so this music, it goes through lots of changes, and there's a lot of classical references by the keyboardist. I like that a lot. This is a good album. I ended up playing the whole album. Dave Newhouse, if you happen to see this, I've got the Baker's Dozen sitting in front of me. It's one of those things where, you know, and human, we're like that, you know. We get moving on a direction and we're just gone. I'll get back to it and give you some more feedback on the Muffins Baker's Dozen because I know you'd like to hear. And I still have lots to listen to. I love the Muffins, but I have lots to dive into, and I keep wanting to do other things. It's just reality. So when it comes to singles again, I'll start with some old singles, and I'm going to pull from this box. I have the S section of my new wave singles. But in this stack of older stuff, some of it not in very good shape, but still very playable. And I'm glad that so far that I have avoided the copyright police. They haven't blocked any of my videos yet. Stephanie, here's another one that takes me back. Funky Broadway, Dyke and the Blazers. You know, that's just a monster jam. And then the other one, We Got More Soul. I think I still have that. Love it. Another one, yes, Terry down in Australia, and other folks who've chimed in. Radio is nothing like it used to be. It's syndicated and you hear the same stuff, and we're stuck in a time warp where and I'll say it like this, some white person has decided what's okay and what's not okay to play on the airwaves nationally. And we only get token black. We get Prince and Michael Jackson. It's bullshit. It's wrong. Should be able to hear this on the radio still. Funky Street by Arthur Conley. What a wonderful song. Wonderful song. Shit, I actually have a copy of this. Acker Bilk, Stranger on the Shore. This is my section that's got a lot of Atco and Atlantic, but not completely. Charlie Bird. Jazz has always put out singles. Once they started making singles, jazz singles were not uncommon. And here's one on the Riverside label by Charlie Bird doing Meditation. Jazz guitarist Charlie Bird. Very nice. Another one. Wes Montgomery, in his super commercial period, covering I Say a Little Prayer for You and Georgia on My Mind. Creed Taylor produced. Wonderful. Here's some stomping stuff. Dance Floor, Parts 1 and 2 by Zapp. Another quick story. I did some work with my friend Tom Ware when he worked at Rainbow Studios, and did some grunt work. And so I worked the Zapp cameo show here in Omaha years ago, helping him run the stage, being basically a gopher. And Zapp and Roger were killer. Cameo was good too, but I was disappointed that Larry Blackman sent out a bogus drummer. It wasn't him. It was a lookalike. The guy was a good drummer. But I thought that's kind of cheesy. What the hell is that about? But Zapp, good one. I got this. I've always liked Johnny Cash. Sunday Morning Coming Down. I relate to him as a human being. His story as a human being. Bill Withers. Don't It Make It Better. Another artist I have extreme respect for because Bill has always done it his way and always been very outspoken about that. So I could just go on. Man, I could do this for hours, but let me just keep going till I might not make it to this box. We'll see. I don't want to be on here for an hour. Taj Mahal, Easy Rider. Got to see Taj Mahal way back in the day. Early 70s. I might have even been underage, but still got into the show at the bar. And then years later when I met Bela Fleck and Victor Wooten, Future man told me of the band Bela Fleck. He said, you got a vibe like Taj Mahal. I like that. Chicago, Promo, Beginnings. Back with Point 58. When the first Chicago Transit Authority album came out, it was huge news in the music community here in Omaha, probably all over. But that album is still just a monster album. Fantastic. Got to see the original Chicago with Terry Kath. Amazing. I got it, y'all. I can't stand the movie Blues Brothers. I don't like it. I don't like the... Okay, I do this, but it's like I get to do it. I've never liked the Blues Brothers movie. Love the song Soul Man, Sam and Dave. Once again, a fantastic B-side, May I Baby. Booker T and the MGs. This is another one of their excellent songs. Time is Tight. Booker T and the MGs. Another fantastic double A-side to me by Sam and Dave. I Thank You with Wrap It Up. These records do bring back memories. They do. Here's one where I've never come across another copy, and this is my promo from when I was a kid, and it's beat and it's broken. but I love this song. William Bell's Lonely Soldier. There's my name all over it. It's a sad song. It's very touching though. Lonely Soldier. Got a bunch of Ray Charles, and this is one of my dad's. This was my dad's copy of A Little Bit of Soul and Early in the Morning. Now, I'll tell you, Ray Charles was so intense that for me, some of his stuff when I was a kid scared me. He would be so intense. It was like, what is going on here? This is scaring me. This is another one of my dad's records. And this is the one of Ray Charles I did not like. It was like, this is like, I don't like this. What kind of man are you? Okay. That's from the child's point of view. I did not like that song. These come up in used piles at thrift stores a lot, or over the years they have. So I have a couple copies of Led Zeppelin's Black Dog. Hey, hey, what can I... Oh, this is Misty Mountain Hop on the B-side here. But I have the other one that has the Hey, hey, what can I do? Got a bunch of... Young Rascals on single, How Can I Be Sure? Great band. And then more jazz promos. Larry Coryell and and Alphonse Mouzon with Rock and Roll Lovers promo single. Cool stuff. Okay, let me just kind of another jazz promo or fusion promo. Cosmic Messenger, backed with The Art of Happiness. Jean-Luc Ponty. Interesting how some promos, not very many, but some promos would have both sides of the record. But generally, back at this time, promos were mono stereo, same song. So yeah, here it is, Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin on single. I think these are pretty common to find. With the B side that was not on an album at the time, Hey Hey What Can I Do? Cool. Sunny Fortune, This Side of Infinity. Yeah, singles are fun. Another Jean-Luc Ponty. I got a bunch, I guess. New Country, because I know I've got more than these. New Country. Okay. This one is interesting. This is a Mexican. Is this Mexican? I think this is the Mexican release of Inagata de Vida by Iron Butterfly, an EP where the B-side is 2 songs. Okay. So I remember that someone asked about cutouts, and I told them to look it up, you know, and I don't mean to be rude, but seriously, stuff like that, if you asked me, I would need to, I don't want to write the answer because it'd be like writing a book, but cutouts, I've explained it several times. Back when records didn't sell a certain amount, they'd pull them off the market and sell them to wholesale distributors. The wholesale distributors would put holes in the covers and the records to demark that these are not new and cannot be sold at regular price. There you go. Stand By Me. Benny King. Yeah, this is a lot of this stuff. It's like, yeah, you gotta have this, you know. You gotta know about this music. Or that's my position. I want to know, you know, I want to know what's up. So in my, I'm just going to show some of these because I'm already going on 20 minutes. But in my box here, R through S, part of S, it starts with the Residents. And the first thing in it is mixed with Residents and Snakefinger singles. So here I have Kill the Great Raven and What Wilbur. Snakefinger, and when I saw him in concert, I got backstage, and I definitely took records and had them signed. And as I've said before, when I went to see the Residents out for the Mole Show in the early 80s, when they first did the Mole Show, first in LA and then in San Francisco, I went to the San Francisco performances both nights, met Penn Jillette, ended up being part of the show, my name being used in the show, and Snakefinger was there in the audience, and I ran into him, and he remembered me, and he remembered, I've still got Joe Norman and the Rockwells record. Blew my mind. I love shit like that. Snakefinger's Vestal Virgins. There's no justice in life. Cool stuff. This is a recent Record Store Day reissue of Satisfaction by the Residents. What color vinyl is this? I do have the yellow. That's nice. I didn't need this, but it's like, again, they get you, you know. They get us collectors with certain items. Oh, I want that. Residents, they had that commercial album, 1-minute songs each, put out a single, Residents commercial single. And here's the yellow vinyl Residents Satisfaction. This is definitely something that you ought to hear. You want to hear something. I was a member of the Residents fan club, and so in 1978 they sent me Santa Dog for Christmas. Santa Dog 78. Residents. It's a man's world. And not a bad version of it. You know? Not bad. Collage. You know, they did those series of covers of James Brown, Hank Williams, John Philip Sousa. And here's one. On one side it's Collage. Residents doing that old, I think it's a Hank Williams song. And then Stars and Stripes Forever on the other side. Picture disc. This is a prize for me. My signed copy of The Spot, blue vinyl by Snakefinger. This is very cool. Man in the Dark sedan. I'm not going through this whole box because we'd be here all day. What else do I want to show right quick? Got a bunch of Todd Rundgren there. Skids. Let's go to this General's S section here and see what I have. Smegma. Do you know Smegma? Art band. Art band. They do a lot of improvisation. This one is yeah, that's cool. In this box I have this Every Step of the Way. It's a Japanese pressing of a Santana single from the Caravanserai album. Probably my favorite period of Santana. I saw that tour. It was mesmerizing. Just excellent. These are kind of obscure Sarah records. St. Christopher. Years ago, Sarah Records caught me talking about them and linked with me and used some of my footage in a documentary about the label, which I love that, knowing that. Sinking Ships. I think this is the only record they ever made. Don't know anything about them. The Cinema Clock, Strangers. This is back when, this is the post-punk, when Joy Division was a big influence, and you hear it on this, but this is really good. In my box, because I play it a lot, Pushing Too Hard by the Seeds. What a great song. Factory Records, Stockholm Monsters, Fairy Tales. Always loved their design. Factory Records, it's, you know, and they, you know, Tony Wilson said it. They lost a ton of money by just doing things, wanting to do things high quality. Slap Happy. Just talked to Dagmar Krause not too long ago. If you watch this, Dagmar, hi. Everybody's slimming, even men and women. Slap Happy. She was also in Art Bears. A very distinct voice. And a sweet, sweet woman. I asked her to do an interview with me, and she said, nah, she just doesn't like them. Scion Organ. I showed recently where I played the whole album by Scion Organ and really got into it. This is a single that they sent to me a while back. Into the Dark, Paper State. I forget how this goes. Depending on my works. I'm feeling better now. So very possibly I'll be getting back into the studio today. This is before I was in the band, but the band Scudder, who I was with for a while recently, and then I quit because of Trumpism. But they put this single out, Let's Go Steady, backed with Strike Force, back in the early 80s, about the same time that Digital Sex did. We were kind of like the forerunners of indie bands in Nebraska trying to do something. Okay. And this one, Sonic Youth. Excuse me, with Lydia Lunch, Death Valley 69. Saw Sonic Youth 3 times. Hung out with Steve Shelley at one of the shows. That was fun. He was a cool guy. He was cool. I do still have some Sisters of Mercy singles. I really like Sisters of Mercy, and when they came out, I didn't think they were goth. I just thought they were really good. Temple of Love, and I got to see them live in Chicago. It was a hell of a show when Wayne Hussey was still in the band. These still are powerful, even with the drum machine. Body and Soul. Ooh, this is a good one. And I love these graphics. The Merciful Release. I love that. I have one more. I have some 12 inches too. Anaconda. All these songs are super. Sisters of Mercy. Anaconda. And a couple of quick Susie and the Banshees. Well, I have her single from when her last solo album, Susie, Into a Swan. Really like this. And this is cool how it's on the old style Decca label. Isn't that cool? The one all the old Who singles in America are on anyway. Susie is my queen. Still, after all these years, seeing her at Lollapalooza still ranks as one of the best performances I've ever seen. I've seen well over 1,000 good shows. Kiss Them For Me. Great song. I like this version of Bob Dylan's Wheels on Fire and found it really amusing when Susie discovered, when they put this out, that it was a Bob Dylan song. She thought it was Julie Driscoll, because Julie Driscoll's version, which is the one that she grew up on, is fantastic. And in my opinion is the best version of Wheels on Fire. Peekaboo, Susie, Dear Prudence with Robert Smith of The Cure, and their first single, I've still got it, Hong Kong Garden. Fantastic song. So there's some stuff for you. I mean, I can just go on and on and on and on and on. Well, here's one now, just right quick, since it's in the box. Psychedelic, Southwest FOB, and the Smell of Incense. Remember that song? Here's a single of it. This one is collectible. Sarah Goes Pop. Sarah Goes Pop. And it's War Boys is the label. And these covers look like they're like hand printed or like lithographed or silk screened possibly. And one record is yellow, the other one is red. I've seen this online going for bucks, and it's like I'm not sure why. And I don't remember how I ended up with this, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so let me stop here because it's 28 minutes going on in half an hour, and you don't have all day to be sitting around watching me. Please let me remind you that tomorrow, Friday, is Bandcamp Friday. I have a new offering for you. Subway Sect. Split Up the Money. Great song. I'm going to put it on line at midnight tonight so that I can take advantage of Bandcamp Friday. Last month or the last time I did it, I posted the new release early, and people started buying it immediately. But this time it's like so I can take advantage of the benefit of Bandcamp Friday. I'll wait until midnight Eastern Standard Time to upload it. I'll put the link here in the description box. I'd appreciate your support, but beyond that, I think that a lot of you folks, something didn't go right with my coffee today, and I think I know what it is now. I have to wash these cups. I had done a treatment for my teeth with coconut oil this morning, and it's like all over everything. Now I gotta tastes terrible, makes the coffee taste terrible. Okay, people, have a good day.